my loves, it's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my all-new review of Love and Marriage DC. So, we're continuing the argument between Monique and Chris about how she wants to go deeper. She doesn't want to be surface. She wants to know what's going on in his mind, what he did feel, how was the trip, did he feel anything differently? So, the conversation that he had with the producers was, I'm trying to get there, but she's mad that I'm not getting there fast enough. So they come back in. She says, I don't want to make you feel bad. I don't want to belittle you. I just want us to get the balance back. That's what I want. I want us to get back to being us. And I want this so much, and I'm asking about it because I want us to be together. We've been together for nearly 10 years. I want us to keep going another 10 years. I wouldn't be fighting this hard if I didn't want this relationship to work. So she breaks down. He walks over and picks her up. Seeing Chris pick up Monique's little ass was everything for me. It's kind of like my husband has done it to me before, and I just wanted to plop down and cry and be in my own little corner, my own little huddled up, and he just picks me up and just gives me that warm comfort, that hug. I was like, oh my God, that was so sweet. So he talked about he might have dropped the ball of wanting to be more than what a man is supposed to be. A provider, a protector, a husband, a father, and nothing else was needed from him. All he needed was supposed to be that. But there's emotional. You have to keep up the romance, keep up that spark. And that's what she wants. I don't want us to be stagnant. I don't want us to be just this. I want us to be what we used to be. And obviously it's what Monique's been wanting this entire time. And seeing her break down, seeing her cry, it let him open up and talk about it. And how there's no manual to romance, there's no manual to being married. It's hard, but I see how hard you're trying to work. I'm going to go the same way. We're going to work hard to be together. And it was a very nice moment. I enjoyed it. So, Jamie, his oldest daughter, Brittany, wants him to come over to build a nightstand for her. But it's pretty much wanting him to have a conversation about what happened at dinner. She tells him that I don't think you were listening to Jason. And I know how you are with whatever you say goes, but that's not good. You need somebody to check you. And I feel like you don't listen, you don't pay attention to us, and you need to change your ways. Because obviously we are adults, but he treats us like we're 5. And he said, I hear you while you guys are adults, but you guys are not grown. You guys still have some growing up to do. And sometimes I just want to be there for my kids. I do tell them things, but sometimes the way that I do it is not me trying to change their minds. It's just me wanting their best interests. But I do need to listen more, and I do need to change my ways. So Monique and Winter, they meet up. Winter keeps her up to speed about what happened. Also, how was the trip? Did you and Chris have a nice time? Did you guys bond? She said, no, we did not have the aha moment that I was going to have. And we've been trying to get there for the last 10 years. But Winter wants to know, is there a time limit when you want him to reach that aha moment? I mean, I know it's been 10 years, but Winter believes that Chris is doing his best. And maybe Monique is being too hard on him based off where she's at in her life. And she needs to be more understanding that Chris is not going to just wake up one day and understand what he needs to do. It's going to take time for him. So just ease off a little bit. So she talks about what happened with the ladies, and it wasn't that great. She said, what happened? Well, you know me, I'm very direct, and apparently there was an issue with how much talk about Kevin was, and how Ashley said she was so bored talking about Kevin, I was bored. But while you were bored, then what were you and Mr. DJ Funsize doing at the end of the table? Now, the way that Winter is explaining the story, she is explaining and venting. She's venting what she was feeling when Ashley and DJ Funsize were questioning her about how she's not a relationship expert and what was she doing being married to a man that didn't know lived in his mama's basement. And of course, how Ashley was bored. Why was she asking questions if you were so bored? So of course, Monique is shocked to hear that. And she said, Ashley said she used to be a mean girl. But hearing this happen, I want to know what's going on. Then Winter tells her Irena plays both sides and how she thinks we have an issue because of that. Now, I do feel a little bit tension between Ashley and I, but I don't know why they're playing with me. Why they don't like me. I'm not judging you when we hear all types of rumors in the streets. I hear all types of rumors about Quick in these streets. Like, you were allowed to boast about my situation, but you were silent about yours. I hear rumors about Quick. So it's not far-fetched for me, and you feel like you have a platform, you have a pedestal to stand on to judge me on my situation when you have a husband out here in these streets, and I hear about it. So she pretty much saying it's not far-fetched that there are rumors about Quick in these streets, and how she said that she's never heard anything, but Winter says you don't get out the house. So, of course, you're not going to hear anything. But I feel like it's kind of like those stones in glass houses. Because while at the dinner, I feel like all she wanted to do was judge me off of my past relationships. She's not trying to get to know me. And I don't know why she feels like she can come at me, and when I come at her, she's not going to find a problem. And Monique was like, they wanted you to steal your man or something? What was the problem? I don't know. But I don't want DJ Fun Size. He is not meet my height requirement. And I do not want Mr. Fall asleep at a stoplight when I'm drunk. So she opens up about what Arena told her that what's his name? Jamie will not answer her calls. He'll call around 4 o'clock in the morning and saying he fell asleep drunk at the wheel at a stoplight. Because they talked about infidelity and how Arena's done her dirt. He's done his. The whole thing with Ashley. Ashley said her and Quick have done their dirt before they got married by the same point in time. Don't act as if just because you guys didn't cheat when y'all got married doesn't mean that there still isn't something happening after that. So Monique is literally listening to this story, but she's listening as if this all happened at lunch, and it didn't. All happened at lunch was Monique, Arena, and Ashley trying to move forward. Arena and Ashley opened up about what they've experienced in their relationships, and all in the while listening to them, Winter is making her own narrative in her mind that, okay, girl, if it's not a deal breaker for you, that while you hear rumors in the streets, you're not going to act on it, that's fine. Arena, same thing with you. You're going to believe that your husband really did fall asleep at a stoplight at 4 o'clock in the morning? Go ahead and think that, girl. Go ahead. And how you're in the same boat. If you don't hear it, you don't see it, you're not going to believe it. Fine. So Arena, Jason, Jamie, and their kids, they go to the Maryland School of the Blind to watch and participate. Jason played goal ball, which is pretty much a blind version of soccer. A ball has a bell. They have to make sure they catch it before it goes in the other person's goal. It was a really fun time. I enjoy seeing it. I enjoy seeing all sports for different types of people, and how Jason does not let this disability get him down for him to not participate in things. And everybody pretty much got a glimpse of how Jason lives his life and how Jason has to deal with things. He loves that they played with him, and Arena definitely got a first look about how it feels for her sight to be taken to play the sport, and this is what Jason goes through. And Brittany feels like they baby him because of disability, but y'all shouldn't do that. He's a rock star. So Jamie talks to him about how he's sorry about what happened at dinner. He knows he wants to be independent. He knows he wants to live his own life, but he just wants the best for him. That's all. He just wants him to be safe and do what he wants to do. So Irena brought the acceptance letter from the rehabilitation program that he wants to be a part of, and how he was accepted. He was so excited. He finally wants to be able to learn independent skills, to be on his own, to get out the house, to have friends, to have a life. He wants to live his life and be away from his family. Like, I love y'all, but y'all gonna have to let me be. Let me be free. I want to be out. I'm 21 years old. So then we get to Ashley's event. She has a podcast for Fun Time Moms, I believe. And she wanted to create an event where moms need a break. And the only break that we get is when kids are in school. So I figured, why not have an event in the middle of the day so we can have fun, have drinks, and just enjoy one another. Now, the whole idea is great. I enjoyed the idea. I just think the attire was a little bit over the top for me. I mean, it was in a mall, and they had a selfie station area. You know, they had like a place specifically designed for selfies. Like, you know, you got those museums where it's specifically designed for one thing. This was a whole selfie area where they got different forms of selfie station. I thought that the attire was over the top. The way that Monique walked in, like the red carpet, Irena's look was a little bit over the top, and Ashley's dress over the top. While cute, I don't think it fit the theme. And it wasn't a lot of people there. I mean, it's the middle of the day, so there are not a lot of people going at the mall around this time. I just think the event was a little bit over the top as far as the attire, while the theme of the event was necessary. So she talks about how, you know, the podcast was a way for her to connect with other people, about her struggles of being a mother and a wife, how she's super proud of where she's coming from, and how she's talked about she's not a cup of tea, she's a cup of vodka. If you don't like, go ahead and move on. She said, I don't like tea. Ashley, you don't like nothing. And you always put disclaimers of what you are and what you don't like, but when somebody actually catches it, you want to now say they don't like me. Well, if you put out a disclaimer, this is how you are, they're gonna see it. I don't know. Ashley has a reason for everything. A reason for everything. So Monique comes in, they open up the conversation about how she got back from Africa, and now she had a conversation with Winter, and Winter let me in on everything. So of course, the way that Monique explained the story, she explained it as if Winter was venting to her about what was being said at lunch, all the things that she said, how she's heard rumors about Quick, how the thing about Arena and Jamie, Ashley, this and that, the third, but that's not what happened. She's telling her what happened, but also venting and what she was feeling. So the whole thing about how when Ashley walked in, the first thing she heard was, you was aggressive. But like I said before, Ashley, the first time that the lunch happened, you didn't even want to go. You had a problem. And they caught you didn't want to be there. They caught you did not want to be friends. And they questioned you about it. Don't act as if that you making a face, everybody's supposed to be like, okay, we're going to move on. No. What was that face for? So then she keeps going on about how Kevin's a scammer. Kevin's a scammer. All I heard about it was Kevin a scammer. That's all you want to know. You haven't taken the time to get to know Winter on your own. You haven't looked past her past relationships because you feel like that's all I need to know about a person is how they've had failed relationships. Not necessarily. There's more to a person than whether or not they've had a good relationship or not. There's more to that. But that's all you want to base it off as, because I still don't know what is your issue with Winter. Winter hasn't done anything to you for you to have a judgmental reason for why you don't want to be around her, why you don't want her to be your friend. So then she mentions how Arena plays both sides, which I agree that she does. And how they going back and forth with, she's making it seem that we came off as mean girls. Well, y'all kind of did at that dinner table. Y'all did. And Arena remembers that, I don't know if we can hang out with her because we might think she'll be a scammer. She did say that at lunch, which was fucked up. You don't know her. All you know is what she told you. And you're based off as if we can't hang out with her because she might be a scammer. From what? Winter hasn't said anything to make you feel as if she isn't someone you should be trusting. She hasn't done anything. Both of y'all, based off what you heard, what she told you. Y'all never thought about getting to know her for your own reasoning. And then Monique mentions how she heard about Quick and how the rumors, which makes Ashley say, hold up, when did she say that? I said, no, Monique. She never said to Ashley she's heard about rumors. She listened when Ashley opened up about hearing rumors. That's when she asked her, is it a deal breaker if you hear a rumor but you're not going to act on it? That was the point. So of course Ashley's going to perk up if anybody mentions her husband. It's like how you wanted to throw it in Winter's face about what she's going through. So now they want to address it because if you're going to mention husbands, then we got a problem. So they're both irritated about what was happening and the way that Monique explained the story, which got them all hyped, got them wrong. And here come Winter. Winter already knew what happened. She can see Ashley in her linebacker stance. Arena all propped up. It's about to go down. So what you say about my husband? I never said anything about your husband. Okay, well, you told me that you heard rumors. No, I asked you. You told me you heard rumors, and I asked you that a deal breaker, whether or not, and you said, no, fine, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not here to judge. I can't judge. So that's the whole point. And at the same time, I did have a conversation with Monique about it as friends. So yes, I did tell that I heard rumors about Quick, but it's not a secret. It's not breaking news. But I never said it was true. I just said that there's rumors about your husband as well. It's like how you said you've heard rumors as well. So then the whole ambush thing. They said they didn't ambush her. I felt that Winter was being ambushed because first of all, we go back to the dinner where Ashley and Quick were coming at her hard about Kevin and made judgment about her and Kevin. Y'all never let up about judgment. The whole thing about how she's not a success as a wife, I can't trust her because she's had failed relationships. I can't view her as anything else but having a failed relationship. That's being judgmental. Ashley, I can't view anything else as being a bitch because you are a bitch. And how Ashley's going off about, I don't know what's going on with that half-side brain of yours because of her shaved head. Get off of the shaved head. It's not a read. It's not a insult. It's stupid. Let it the fuck go. So they go back and forth. Ashley's really high, really emotional because all Winter said was she's heard rumors about Quick as well. But of course, the way that Monique explained it as if this was happening at the same time, but it wasn't. Then they both going back and forth, can't get a word in. Winter said, I can own anything that I said. I can. Arena wants to scream because everybody's getting loud. I think Ashley's starting to get up. But then Winter said, why are we screaming? I can have a conversation, but I can see Ashley getting hyped up and say, you're a liar, you're a liar. And I have been in your presence twice, at the podcast and at the dinner, where you gave me a lot of heat that I addressed. So from the dinner, you apologized. Okay, I'll give you credit for apologizing. She didn't like that. And how Arena want to know, do we need to resolve things? Why? We've already resolved things at lunch and nothing to resolve. She said it was a generic question. I just want to know because I feel like you're still irritated. About what? About how you need to resolve things. For what? There's nothing to resolve. I think what's irritating is how you want to ask me again if we are okay. I don't want nothing from this girl. She apologized. I still said what I said. We're going to move forward. There's nothing to be resolved. What's done is done, okay? So to ask her more than once, that's why I feel like you play both sides, because I don't know what type of conversations you're having with me to her. Same how if me and Monique were having conversations. So I don't know. So why would you ask me if I've already answered you? So Ashley said there's not enough to be resolved. I still have an attitude, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, you know, Winter is not trying to move forward with somebody. And I do not have time today. And she said Monique told the story to make it seem as if I had some tea, that I gave it to her. That's not what happened. She said, listen, I run in the DMV. I hear stuff all the time. I'm not here to judge. Like how you hear stuff, I hear stuff, we all hear stuff, okay? I feel like that was a generic statement, how we've all heard things. But Ashley said, I haven't heard anything about neither one of your husbands. But we've heard about yours, though, said by Winter. While you haven't heard nothing about mine, we've heard about yours. Ashley's getting loud and said, but you have proof of yours. You told me what you went through. Okay, that's true. So then she says, you have a cheater and a scammer. You have proof, honey. And Winter said, well, we don't need to look into yours. You don't want a proof of yours? Should we go searching for yours, honey? So I don't need to investigate shit. I love Winter because she's going back and forth with Ashley about Ashley. You're not innocent, honey. While you wanted to go all up and down the judgmental streets to get at Winter for her situation, the minute that she says she's heard rumors about your husband, you get mad. Don't throw stones at glass houses, because I figured while DJ Fun Size, and Ashley want to throw stones and want to be judgment on somebody else's situation, y'all are not squeaky clean either. Ashley, your husband doesn't want to scale back of going to events to stay home with you and the kids. He will rather work himself to a hospital bed to be at home with you. He don't want to do nothing to help you with the kids. He wants to go out and DJ and party, go to events, and leave you there being a single married mother. Okay? So they go back and forth, and she said what she said. I never said anything negative. I said we've all heard rumors. She's going off because she can't handle what's happening. And then she said, you really want to attack another woman like this is what you do? Ashley, how are you now want to say she's attacking you about what she's heard about your husband when you never thought about being a little bit softer, being a little bit considering, being a little bit more nicer to understand how Winter could be put in a situation? You just wanted to now, you went all about how you dumb, you stupid, your husband's a scammer, your husband's a cheater. Girl, you've had failed relationships. You're not a relationship expert. You are just dumb. You failed at success in life. You've done all of that to her when you don't even know her. So how can you expect for Winter to give you the same courtesy when you didn't give it to her? Good night. And still going back and forth. Because you were talking about my situation. All I did was say we heard rumors about yours. So you can miss me with that. But I didn't bring it up, though. You did bring it up, though. When y'all had that lunch, both you and Ashley and Arena talked about infidelity. How you've heard rumors, but not acted on it. Winter never talked about it, but you did. So her host comes in to tell her we have a Q&A to do. They try to separate it. Winter is still sitting there. She hasn't moved an inch since this argument happened. But Ashley's going left and right, hands in the face, moving left and right, voice getting hyped up. So it's heated. It's heated. Then, of course, you want to marry a man that lived in the mother's basement. Okay, yes, he did in his mother's basement. That's totally fine. I never denied that. But can you open up to the fact that you have rumors about your husband as well, that you want to keep secret? You can miss me. Now, that's all Ashley wants to throw in Winter's face, that what Winter has shared. But I feel like it's not going to affect her anymore because that's not going to be part of her life. She's going to divorce this man. She's not staying with him. So you can still bring it up, but it's not going to hurt her as much as I can still hurt you that your husband might be cheating on you because you're still married to him. But I also feel like Ashley's preparing to stay with him, even if that does happen. So basically, still going back and forth, throwing shots. Winter is catching Ashley, and Ashley can't take it because Ashley thinks she can come at somebody and they can come back at her, and I love it. Then we get to the whole victim shaming comment, and I feel like that's all Ashley wants to do is tell Winter what she did and what she's been through, and they went out and say, now you're a victim. Winter never said she was a victim in anything. She's owned her part. You want to make her feel bad about what she went through because you don't like the fact she's coming at you about what she's heard about your husband as well. So right now, they try to separate her. Winter said she could have wore flats. She did not have to go through all of this to be at a selfie station. And then when Ashley started to walk away, calling her a fake ass bitch, she turns right back around and wanted to charge at Winter. Her host, Arena, is pulling her back. Winter never moved an inch. Monique is trying to make sure she's okay. Monique felt like I might have messed up. And you did, Monique. You took a story without getting full understanding. You took what you heard and instantly told them. And I felt like, oh, wow, Ashley, you should have kept walking. Now, this is your event, though. You're making yourself like a fool at your own event. I did not see Winter's voice getting raised. I saw you getting raised. I saw Arena getting raised. Winter stayed sitting properly, okay? And I was here for all of it. I really was. And obviously, I did not have to be here. I don't want to be here. And then Ashley kicks her out. Fine, I don't give a damn. I'm going. And Monique wants to make sure Winter was okay. And maybe y'all can get to a better place in a calmer setting. There's no calming. This ghetto gala that was in, we don't need no more calming. It is what it is. Now, Arena came in, didn't even try to give Winter the benefit of the doubt. Didn't even try to understand where Winter was coming from. Still want to be on Ashley's side and say, yeah, you got to go. I said, see, your little meetup with her, Winter, already solidified what you've already said. Arena's playing both sides because she's not even trying to get to understanding. And I don't even know why Arena wants to be caping for Ashley when she said that you guys were not even friends. Y'all are friendlier. And you want to cape for her for this? For real? But I feel like Arena wanted to do that because Jamie was being put into it. But that's what you opened up with, Arena. You've opened up what you've been through. But now you want to still be there for Ashley when Ashley probably not do the same for you. She not. So I did not plan on wearing my good heels to go to a selfie station. I'm out. I'm leaving. Good night and goodbye. And now Arena is still trying to be a little bit of a messy person because she wants to know if Winter and Monique were good based on what happened. No, we're good. But I did tell her she was messy for the way she carried the story. Monique, it took accountability. She did. And I'm done with this ratchet shit. I'm gone. Goodbye. Monique went to Ashley and Arena, say, what's up? Did I miss something? What happened? Don't bring your friend around me. She don't need to be around me anymore. That's your friend. That's your friend. And I don't want to be around her. I don't. I want nothing to do with her. Good night and goodbye. It's going to be a shit show at the reunion. That's all I'm going to say. So then we ended with Jamie and Arena. They are approaching a horrible property because they have a development business. But there's tension between them. The night before, after Ashley's event, she wanted to go to the club for something else, and they had an argument. So they're pretty much tense around one another. And you could tell while they're around trying to do business, they can't keep personal out of it. They're having little tidbits, little back and forth bickering. So it ended with them having a conversation about what happened. So after leaving Ashley's event, she went home. No, she went to the club for something else. Jamie came out irritated, started yelling at her. She didn't like it, and then she wanted to go home from that point. And from what I remember, she felt like I already came in, pulled up. You told me to do something else. I didn't understand. I wanted to get closer. I was in the curb. I was on the street, something like that. You are screaming at me to the top of your lungs. You're mad at me, and I feel like you should not be mad at me. I'm not the enemy. You crazy. And all that proceeded to her missing her best friend's birthday because her best friend had a party at the club that was already planned for weeks. But then she leave Ashley's event to come home, to come irritated. Had an argument with Jamie. How everybody was watching him yell at his wife. She didn't like that. So she felt that I'm going to go home. But the fact that you told him that he made you miss your best friend's birthday, I would have said, you know what, I'm not going to deal with you. Whatever issues you got going on, don't take it out on me. I'm going to leave. I'm going to jump at his best friend's birthday, and I'll talk to you later. I wouldn't have allowed him to ruin my night to end it with me not making it my best friend's birthday. I wouldn't have done that. Now, of course, Jamie doesn't feel like the way he came off was him being yelled. I mean, he minimized the fact that there were a lot of people outside. Okay, 3 or 4. That's too many people to see you yelling at your wife, okay? Jamie doesn't feel like he does anything wrong. He does what he does. I mean, he said it right here. If you just do what I do, it wouldn't be a problem. You know I got a temper. You should just tread lightly around me. But she tells him, I don't like the fact that you always tend to get mad at me, take your energy out on me, when something happens at the club. You come to me arguing, and I never did nothing to you. So she is frustrated because Arena even talked about how she can't find love in marriage. She can't find it. There's been a whole lot of mess. They've had a lot of downs, not enough ups. So from that point on, it's just kind of like, you know, bullshit from there. She mentions what happened at Ashley's event, how she was so frustrated and draining, how Winter opened up about how she heard rumors about Quick and you. But she never said about hearing rumors about Jamie, though. She heard about Quick. She never mentioned Jamie. You mentioned Jamie when you thought he might have did something. And I did not come from there to get disrespected by my husband, and you're yelling at me. He said it was not disrespectful. I was yelling. Yelling is being disrespectful, period, Jamie. So I guess they resolved it. He said he was sorry. He understood what's going on. I mean, he tried to tell her it wasn't my fault that she doesn't book your events. You had this and you had that. Not my problem. But basically, from that point on, he said sorry. She accepted it. They might take her best friend out, and that is what it is. And she said that's the type of relationship that they have. They argue, and 2 minutes later, find out what they're going to eat. I feel like Arena is accepting anything from Jamie as long as she stays married to him. Based off of the lifestyle, based off of the history, she is going to accept the bare minimum because we know for a fact that she wants more. She wants more emotional, wants more foreplay, wants more romance, and Jamie doesn't think he needs to do that. I mean, I still feel like that Arena feels guilty about how she got caught in her emotional affair and how Jamie is still punishing her for it. So she's pretty much accepting what she's getting from him because he's not going to do anything else. Because he might still remind her about what she did and how he forgiven her, and she has to pretty much accept what she can get from him, which is not a lot. And she's just going to say okay and move on from it. Nothing else is going to come from that. And it's not fair. He can't punish her because of what he never got caught doing. I still believe that Jamie's out there in the streets. I do. While it could be alleged, but I still think that he used it against her. And she has no choice but to accept it because she doesn't know anything else. All she knows is Jamie. She doesn't want to find anything else. She wants to keep on what she has here and what they've been through for 26 years. But they want to keep on keeping it under wraps that they don't have problems, but they do. But that is it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for this video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.